Coach Monica. I'm joined today by Coach Darcy, and we are here to guide you through the ins and outs of a lifestyle that's transformed not just our lives, but the lives of countless women navigating the waves of perimenopause and menopause. Whether you're here to shed weight, understand your body better, or simply find a community that gets it, you're in the right place. So sit back and enjoy the next few minutes as we tackle the hot issues of today. Good morning.
Good morning. I think that today is going to be a good day.
Do you? Because
I do.
I have a lot of anger right now in myself because of Restream.
Oh no, you remember that one time when we were like, "Oh, this is amazing.
It's a great piece of software." And
Nothing
then
lasts forever.
why do software companies think, "Hey, let's do an update. We could make this better." And then they screw it up. Restream, we're looking for another company.
Listen, it makes me wonder if they get pinned in a corner by these other mega places that we're streaming to and saying, "Hey, you have to have them do this or you can't use this."
Right.
So
yeah.
Maybe they're just the underdog and they're doing their best.
You're such an optimist. I'm not feeling optimism today. Oh my gosh. How's everybody doing today? Are we doing good? Give us a shout out.
Are you optimistic today?
You need to be. You need to make up for Coach Darcy and myself.
Yeah.
Technology just stresses me out because especially when you go live and when you launch it to, I think mine is connected to 8 different platforms, and then you connect yours. Then we have to go over to Facebook physically to go connect to our groups that we love so much.
Yes.
I just tend to get stressed out, and we're not supposed to be.
No, and that's the point of spending a lot of money on another company to do that for us.
Exactly. But outsourcing is not always the greatest.
No.
We used to do this through Zoom. We used to but then we found Restream, who was able to get us to more platforms.
And cute things to do.
And cute. We were not cute on Zoom.
We were not. We were plain Jane. Mm-hmm. But in the same breath, it's annoying.
In the same breath, we're here. We are live, and we're going to talk to our people today.
Yes, we are.
So, hey, if you wouldn't mind, share this out because we got a good show for you today.
Yes.
We had a new podcast drop this morning, a really cool one. We went sciencey. Some people like us to be sciencey, and some people like us to use our feels, and some people like us to use our angry eyes, and some people like us to tell us to calm down.
We don't have angry eyes.
No.
Ever.
Most of the day I don't.
That's bogus.
I had a really good coaching day yesterday.
Did you?
Did you have any clients yesterday, or is this your day today?
No, yesterday and today. Yeah. So yesterday was a great coaching day.
I had a really great coaching day. I always pray for our clients before each session, and it was like yesterday, God just downloaded strategies right before each session. And I always pray that he does that, because if he doesn't, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Stop eating carbs. It's a lot harder than that, right? Just stop it.
One would think that would be the easy go-to route, but it's not.
Yeah. We would be out of a job if it was.
We would.
So, do you know, in the comment section, click, give us a thumbs up if you remember this show. This is going to date me, although Darcy, you probably know it because I sent you the video.
No, I probably wasn't born yet.
You probably weren't born yet. No, I wasn't actually born yet either, but I just watched the show. Bob Newhart. Does anybody remember Bob Newhart? He was a therapist, and he had this woman come to him, and he said, "I only charge $5 an hour, no refunds, $5 an hour, and you got 5 minutes. Go." She said, "Well, I'm afraid that I'm going to die in a box." and he's like, "Okay, have you ever been put in a box?" And he only asked her 2 questions, and then at the end of the thing, he's like, "Are you ready for my answer to you? Just stop it." Just stop it. I feel like sometimes my sessions go that way, but in reality, that's not how it works.
No, because
you can't just stop it.
If somebody told us that, we'd be like,
"Stop it.
Who are you?"
And she got mad at him. She's like, "Why? Why are you?" And he's like, "Well, I'm afraid that I'm going to die in a box." And he only asked her 2 questions, and then at the end of the thing, he's like, "Are you ready for my answer to you? Just stop it." Just stop it. I feel like sometimes my sessions go that way, but in reality, well, then I'm going to take the rest because he solved her problem in 1 minute. She said, well, I'm going to take the rest of my time with you. I'm afraid of elevators, that I'm going to be put in a box in an elevator. It was hilarious. If you've seen that, you're aging yourself, but drop it in the comments because that was a funny one.
Well,
but
I only know that because that was like TV Land, Nick at Night, that sort of thing. And that's all we were allowed to watch.
The only channel we were allowed to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was fun. But sometimes it is that way. Sometimes, sometimes our sessions are like that. Well, just stop it. Let's fix it because we're fixers. But other times it goes much deeper than that. Yeah. So, hey, we want to celebrate with a client today. And I just love this client, and she gave me permission to talk about her. And I'm really excited because we like to give progress pictures, and I'm going to give a pet peeve. I cannot do a show without getting on a little bit of a soapbox.
Hold on. Let me pull it out for
you. Thank you. Get my box out. And
got it.
I will put my smiley eyes on while I talk.
What is that?
I found it in my daughter's room, and I'm going to take it when I give plasma next time. Because I give plasma a couple times a week sometimes, and you have to pump your fist. And my fingernails always dig into because you got to do this. You got to do pumping.
So you bring in your own.
And so my fingernails always dig into so I'm going to bring this guy, and that's how I'm going to give plasma.
Okay.
Really great idea.
I mean, and you're smiling while you're doing that.
And I'm smiling, although he's not because I'm squeezing him. Yeah. Any hoosers. So when we talk about our success as a metabolic healing weight loss practice, we use our own people. What really annoys me, and by the way, if you see this on your Facebook feed anymore, you'll notice a theme. When people put before and after pictures of weight loss, you'll notice something. If it's an MLM company, you'll notice that they say, my friend did this, or I got permission to share this from one of my friends. It's not their client.
Or there's really tiny print.
Yes. If you look at, especially Optavia is one of those. They don't own their own. These people don't own their own client photos. They have to take them from the company, right? Yes. And on the bottom it says, what does it say? Average weight loss is only 15 pounds or whatever. There's a little disclaimer on the photo.
Optimal weight loss.
Exactly. Like that. The weight loss shots are doing this. The MLM companies now are using these people who are taking the cheater way. They're doing the shortcut way. So these people are on the shot, and then they're trying to sell their MLM products with these people who are on the shot, who are having the fake weight loss, right? Yes. It's just so deceiving and so maddening. We don't believe in that. I will not celebrate with a client or around a client. I will not give our practice a fake puffed up numbers, right? So we use our own clients. When you see us post a picture of a before and after, it's either Coach Darcy, myself, or it's our husband, or it's our own clients. We do not borrow anyone else's pictures. No. So if you see people borrowing other people's pictures, it's the company that owns that photo. Yes. It's not those people that are doing that massive work. Yeah. And that's a pet peeve of mine. Yeah. Really,
I remember when I was with It Works, you would have to submit a photo that may be yours, and they may deny it, or they may be like, oh, that's not a big enough difference.
Exactly.
And then they don't let you use it.
Right. So yeah. Well, and honestly, with my weight loss journey, I was in an MLM company when I first started. So the dishonesty is, it happened in my book too, because I would post my pictures, my before and after pictures, and I was trying to sell this, this product. That's what everyone wants to do. They want to sell their product. And I was saying, look at my weight loss. Well, my weight loss had nothing to do with my MLM product. My weight loss had everything to do with what I was putting in my mouth and what I was eating. I felt great because this, I'm not mad at this other MLM company that I was a part of, because I really did feel good with it. They put maltodextrin in their product, so I had to quit, It was for vitamins. It was to make me healthy. And it probably did give me energy to do the things I was doing. But what I was doing was I was claiming, hey, if you buy this, you're going to lose weight. No, you got to change your diet if you want to lose weight, period. Yeah. There's no other way around it.
Same on this end. Like I lost weight, but it was not because the fat burner.
Because you wrapped yourself. Oops, did I give that away?
No, I already disclaimed. I already shared what I did.
That was really fun, though.
Hey, guess what, though? Guess what?
The smell of that.
It was really good. But this is my 5th year. And this is my 5th year doing keto.
Congratulations. Today is your anniversary? Well, we should have put your picture up there.
Well, that's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're going to put our client that we're really proud of.
We're so proud of her. Yeah.
To up her up there.
Yeah.
Because that is the reason why I do what I do.
Right.
5 years later.
Yeah.
No. It's one of the reasons why I do what I do is because I feel great. And I don't have to wrap myself to be skinny.
Oh, but it smelled so stinking good. I remember. So Darcy sold It Works. Oh my word. Y'all, they had these wraps. And if you've had them, give us a thumbs up on the comments. Give us your story on those products. But
did you get skinny off of them? That's my question.
I slid around my bed in like this slippery whatever was on the wrap, but I smelled amazing.
It was amazing.
I woke up and I was all slimy. Yes. That was the only thing it did for me.
Yes. That, and I do like with their greens, like that was their main base thing that they sold once upon a time. I did have better eye vision. Like I will say that. Like I used to have night blindness, and then I did this because of the vitamins that it provided.
Yeah. That was what
it didn't make me
skinny. No. My changing of my diet made me skinny.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Too funny. So this client of mine, when she signed up with me in January, we did the intake call. And, we did all the check marks, and I recommended our signature program to her. And she's like, no, I'm sorry. We don't even need to do this call because I know what I need. I quit every diet I start. I quit everything. And I know I need you for a year. And I only take a certain amount of clients per year because that's my calendar. And they sign every week up for an entire year with me. And so I devote the majority of my time to my yearly clients. And so I was like, I don't even know if I have a space for you. But she was like, hey, this is the only problem. Take my money, basically, is what she said. This client of mine has been so faithful, so steady, so even keel. If I told the woman to stand on her head and jump up on one hand 3 times, she would do it. Like she would find a way to do it. She is steady. She's just like, okay, coach, I did what you asked me to do last week. What do I do this week? Okay, coach, she has had such a positive outlook and such a positive mindset every week. And I tell my clients, if you're losing weight every week, we're doing something wrong. Kind of attitude, Yeah. You shouldn't lose weight every week. This client does. She just does the things. She doesn't get freaked out. She doesn't panic when she gains a couple of pounds. She just does the things. She's the most delightful client to coach. It's just like peace during our sessions. It's just peace. And she went through a massive tragedy in her life the last couple of months, which was really cool because I got to experience what happens on a physical level, knowing her pattern of weight loss every week, down 2 pounds every week, knowing that pattern. And then when the tragedy hit, it stayed the same for about a month and a half, I'm going to say. Stayed the same. Now, she didn't gain, but it stayed the same. And that was like, wow, cortisol was running rampant in her body and she wasn't sleeping. It just stayed the same. The minute that grief was kind of lightened and the minute she was ready to move forward, the weight, 2 pounds. So we're going to celebrate Stephanie today. I want to just take a minute and say, congratulations, Stephanie. You are doing the things. She's down 65 pounds since January. She made a New Year's resolution. Yeah, I know. She made a New Year's resolution. In fact, we argued in December when she signed up. I'm like, 3 months. Nope. A year. I'm going to start January 1st. And she took her resolution serious. And you can see what's happening. Down 65 pounds. She has not wavered one time. She's done the things. And she's going to bring on our topic of the day because I had to stop our session together with her this week. And I'm like, wait, I got to write down what you're saying. I want to get it right. I want to write down. And she says, Monica, what holds me the most accountable is tracking When I reach my goals, I will be a forever tracker. This woman tracks every bite she puts in her mouth. And then she says, and in our lesson, in our lessons with, because we require our kids, we require, I don't know what that was. We require our clients to take a course with us called Atomic Habits.
Yes.
And I'm not even kidding. Next to the Bible, this is my favorite book that I've ever read because number one, it's so simple. And number two, it's so true. If our clients would grasp on everything that James Clear says in this book, they would lose weight just like Stephanie's doing 2 pounds a week.
Yeah.
But she said, James Clear says, Monica, your habits don't depend on your motivation. Unless you put a system in place, you are unlikely to succeed. Now, when James says system, he means habits. And so she gave us our topic of the week for our clients. And I went to work because I've got some clients on the struggle bus who are, losing the same 2 pounds over and over again. It's because they haven't put a system in place and they have not put the habits in place. And so I thought that's what we would talk about today is how to be a Stephanie, how to do this thing. And Stephanie, we are seriously so proud of you. We're going to try to do some highlights of clients. It's something that I'm really bad at doing because I hate marketing so badly. I want to just coach. I don't want to market. And numbers annoy me because of because of what's happening with the weight loss shot and the starvation diets like Optavia and these fake numbers that are coming through. I get annoyed using our practice has seen over 20,000 pounds lost because those numbers don't mean as much anymore with these people dropping 100 pounds because the whole picture is they're not adding back in the 120 pounds that they've gained back after they stop the shot or after they stop eating the soy-based products, those kinds of things. So I get annoyed using numbers, but I do think that we need to celebrate our clients that when they give us permission and really cheer them on. So I want you to send Stephanie a couple of good cheers and she's going to keep going. She's going to hit her goal I'm going to say within 6 months, she'll be at her goal.
Right.
And I think she's also going to coach for us.
I hope so.
By the way, if you want to change lives, if you have gotten a hold of this thing called health and you have gone through a similar transformation process that Coach Darcy and I have and our clients are having, and you want to change lives, I don't know if I think we told people that we are one of the few companies in the United States that certify ketogenic lifestyle coaching.
Yeah. Yes.
And if you want to change lives, you can totally get certified and do what we're doing every day. You can do it. You can do part-time. You can do full-time. You can even come coach for Coach Darcy and I because that takes another level of certification because we got a mission with KM Health Coaching.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to change lives, maybe you should think about doing something like that. Contact us. Say, hey, I want to get certified. We even have a business in a box. When I certify a coach, I don't make them start from scratch. I give them the box. I give them the business. I give them the lawyer forms. I give them everything they need to get started. And I even give them, if they want to do the digital package, I give them the Practice Better. I give them the software, everything. They can start coaching the next day if they wanted to. So if you're ever interested, that was a side commercial there. If you're ever interested in wanting to change lives, message me because we can get you going. So
yeah.
So let's talk about systems.
Yes.
Systems is a different word. I had to rethink that. So when you think about systems, what do you think of? Because I'm going to tell you, I woke up today with no motivation. None.
Yeah.
And that's why our clients cheat. That's why they go off program. That's why they take a bite. That's why they take a lick of the frosting. They don't have motivation. Right. You're not going to have motivation. So what do we need people to think about today?
Well, I feel like with systems, it's little puzzle pieces that create the whole picture, right? It's like the thing that creates the final image, but those little puzzle pieces are, step by step system pieces that get you to your final goal, your final destination. We always create goals. We say, well, went by, January 1st next year. This is my goal. Well, the question then is, how are you going to get to that goal? And the hows are those little puzzle pieces that I'm talking about. Those are the systems, which means creating things like, those habits that are going to get you to January 1st.
Yeah.
Some of us have long-term goals that at the end. So how am I going to get to that long-term goal? Mine would be focusing on my metabolic health instead of the weight loss, things like that.
Because yours has changed. Yours, it's not weight loss anymore. It's changed. Now you want to change one of those 5 things that we talked about last week on our podcast, by the way, that dropped today, that very podcast, the 5 metabolic tests that you can take to see if you're metabolically healthy or not. So that's what you're working on. You got different numbers.
Absolutely. And like we talk about many times is that we go through different seasons. One season is like the honeymoon phase where, we're excited to change our lifestyle and yet we're still a little leery. So how are we going to be consistent to get to our next season? You got to have that constant growth mindset. And I think these systems help us be into play those little pieces to create that final picture.
One of the things James said, so we do probably the majority of our day when we're not working with clients, we are at our research lab. We are studying about tactics, and especially because we specialize in food addiction, ultra processed food addiction, sugar addiction, carbohydrate addiction. That's where that's where my passion is to see people freed from that. Because if they're not freed from food addiction and processed food addiction, if they're not freed from that weight is coming raging back, which is why the shots don't work, because they don't work on addiction. They don't work on that chemical alteration in their brain that will bring them back to those foods. And so what we do as coaches is we spend probably, I'm going to say 70% in our lab, and that's in research. That's what we do, because if we don't know what we're talking about and we work with the session, all we'd say is just stop doing it. Stop it. Just stop it. Right. If we didn't have a research. And so yesterday I'm struggling with a client on an issue. And so I just put my podcast ears on. I just dove into James Clear. And one of the things that he said, and we'll talk about today, is you've got to break those goals and systems down, because most clients will come to us and say, Coach, I want to get in my wedding dress. I want to lose 125 pounds by January. Well, when you look at that goal, that is just not even possible to reach. When you say, I want to lose 125 pounds, you have got to break that down. We celebrate 65 pounds with Stephanie right now, but we did not work with her on losing 65 pounds. We worked with her on losing 5 pounds. We celebrate every 5 pounds. Wonderland for us is a big stinking deal. What do you do for your clients when they hit Wonderland? Like, do you do anything crazy?
I don't dance in front of them, that's for sure.
I do. I totally do.
You do.
I'm not even sorry about it. Yeah.
No, I make sure that they have in store and planned what they're going to do when they hit Wonderland.
What is the funniest one that you've had?
I don't know.
I had somebody. There's a lot of trips that are taken.
Okay.
A couple of tattoos. It seems like I had a really funny one. One of my most beautiful ones. And she finally got it. She had purchased a bracelet. And on that bracelet was, what did she have? Did she start out at 50 pounds? I think she might've started, if you're listening to me, put it on here, because don't be ashamed of that. I think the first little charm was 50 pounds lost. And then she has a charm for every 10 pounds. But that woman, that was her Wonderland. That was her Wonderland goal. That was her this is when I hit Wonderland. That's what I'm going to do. She did 49.75 pounds. I'm like, hey, are you going to put your bracelet on? Nope. She has not put in her bracelet on. 50 pounds. She finally got it. And then every 10 pounds, there's a little keychain that goes on that bracelet.
Aww.
Awesome. So you got to break those systems down into small increments.
Yes.
That's why our quick program doesn't work. It doesn't work because honeymoon stage comes and goes, and we didn't put any systems in place. And so we break those things down. So Darce, let's think about a client that comes to us and says, I want to lose 100 pounds. I want to lose, let's do 125 pounds. What are you going to tell them? Like when they come to you in an intake call, I want to lose this amount of pounds. What are you going to tell them? Like, do you acknowledge that 125 pounds? Do you acknowledge that for them?
I do. I get them to think, okay, how fast are you planning to lose this, honestly? So when they are able to say, well, I want this off tomorrow, we all want to, but then we set into, okay, let's break this down, what this looks like. I have to have them, I like to break it down by our 3-month program. I like to split it up, like 3 months here, 3 months here. And if they start not needing me, then we break it down and focus. So then we are hitting that. I feel like with you and your addictions, you deal with a lot more long-term clients.
We do not even discuss the scale. I've got one client who just enrolled and all we're doing right now is we're containing the drug. That's all we're doing. There's not even any macros.
Right. So
we will bring it in. Right. But
But it's just like James Clear just really helps us in a lot of ways, even with our coaching. Just being able to focus, like I was talking about at the beginning, like those small puzzle pieces. We focus one puzzle piece at a time.
Yeah.
And we don't they want it off like yesterday.
Yeah.
But when they start to get overwhelmed with that, they're not losing fast enough or they're not doing this fast enough, we recenter ourselves like, okay, well, this is not what it's about.
Yeah.
And then, as a coach, I explain what needs to happen, how they need to focus on the mindset of, okay, I am jumping the gun. I am focused so much on the weight that I have them put their scale away.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one thing. I have them do that. And then I also, and I'm learning the new one, and this is not just this is also with me. Like I get controlled by my ketones and my glucose reader.
Yeah.
I think that, my body's doing something funky today, so I have to put that aside too. So it's like there's certain things that seem to get in their way of that 125 pounds that they want to lose. Then we just recenter it down to one thing at a time.
Yeah.
We focus
like Mike
on
says,
one thing.
Break it down to lose 5 pounds 25 times.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
Love it.
Yeah. That is not in the diet culture world. That is not in the MLM companies. That is not a tactic that they use.
Right.
And it is so true. And if you don't remove, like you said, remove the scale, remove the numbers, people get blinded by numbers. Yes. They think that their success depends on the numbers.
Well, we've been trained to think that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
We've been trained for manipulated in our minds that, the less that we eat, the faster the scale is going to move.
Right. Yeah. There's sometimes we just got to put the entire program on pause and say, hey, I'm looking at an eating disorder here. I'm looking at disordered eating, and we've got to stop and we've got to heal that. And we got to fix that first. We've got to unthink some things and rethink some things. And one of the things that we rethink is how to build habits, because without habits, without building nice, little, cute, tiny habits along the way, you're going to be back in our office in 2 years saying, I've gained all the weight back. I don't want you back in our office. Right. I love you, but I want you sitting, I want to sit across from you as a colleague. I don't want to sit across from you as your coach anymore. Right. And unless we which is why we suck at marketing, because the other companies know how to get return customers, right? They know how to make sure that those people are lifelong followers. Yeah. We're not that way. We want to sit next to you as colleagues.
Right.
But doing that, you have to create habits. If you do not have habits, your motivation will slap you in the butt. Yeah. And you will be knocked to the side of the road. People will be running by you because you were knocked over by your motivation, who said, not today.
Yeah.
One of the things James Clear says, and Darcy, I want you to start to forward think about how to create the habits. One of the things that he really focuses on is, number one, how to build good habits and how to break bad habits. I'm going to post to the comment section the 4 laws of behavioral change, and he makes it so simple. Yes. If I ever met James Clear, I would be just like awestruck, and I'd be like,
I don't know.
He's so brilliant. Like, just so simple. Like, I'm like, I can teach this. I can do this. And it's just so simple.
Yeah. Yes.
The 4 laws of behavioral change. Number 1, I'm going to put it up here. You got to make it obvious. You got to make it attractive. You got to make it easy, and you got to make it satisfying. So, Darcy, let's think about a habit and let's build this little house together.
All right.
What habit could we build that would go around the 4 laws of behavioral change? And by the way, to break a bad habit, you reverse these.
Right.
You reverse these.
Right.
It's just you make it invisible, you make it ugly, you make it hard, and you make it unsatisfying.
Yeah.
That's how you break a bad habit. Right. So let's build a habit together.
Okay. Well, I'll use, because I hate exercising. I'm going to use that one.
Yes.
I hate it. Like, it's not my favorite thing.
I hate it.
Ever. It never has been. But I want to build a habit of going to the gym and building my muscle, because I know it's important to have strong muscles so that I'm not weak and feeble.
Okay. So we got to make it obvious. How do we make it obvious? You want to build some muscle.
Yes.
What is it something you could do to, I have to do this. What is something that you can do?
Obvious. Okay. I see that I need to build muscle.
That's right. Okay. There's a example. Mine are just covered up.
Yes.
So making it obvious. I want to get up and I want to do some resistance training. So we're going to make it obvious. What are we going to do? Now, are we going to the gym, or are we going to stay home and do it? Like, which tactic?
To make it attractive, I need to go out and be with people.
So I'll do the other side by staying home with my weights. So first thing you're going to do to make it obvious is, what are you going to do?
To make it obvious, I feel like this is a pretty good making this obvious that I need to go do it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I would say to make it obvious.
Oh, I need to put my tennis shoes out first, though.
There you go. Yeah.
I have a system, actually, that I've put into action.
Nearly trip over them when you get out of bed, right?
That, or it's like right in front of my door, because I go out my door every single day. And they are, and the other thing is, usually I don't put socks on. So you can always add socks right next to those. So then there's no
the night before. Right. Yes.
So they're in front of my door. I put them on. There's, that's what I do.
Yeah. If I were to stay home and I'm going to lift my weights, typically we used to have our weight bench in the basement. It wouldn't be in the basement anymore. It's going to be right there, right where I can see it. I'm going to make it obvious. I'm going to have the weights laid out. I'm going to know exactly what my plan is. And for me to make it attractive, I'm going to make it into a peaceful area. I'm going to make it into not something that stresses me out. I'm going to have it in a peaceful area. I'm going to have positive affirmations on the wall. I'm going to have it, maybe, I'm going to have my coffee made, right. So that right after I can go get my coffee. What will you do to make it attractive when you go to the gym?
So there's one word that I can think of that pops up is, make it cute.
Yeah.
So get some cute shoes, get some cute workout outfits, that you want to wear, not that you're shoving yourself into.
Spend some extra money on those shoes.
Spend a little extra money on good quality shoes, good quality gym bag, things that you just look forward to putting on.
Yeah. That's so true. Yeah. It's always about making it cute. Wear the red shoes if you want to wear the red shoes.
Yeah.
Go to the gym looking really darn cute. Yeah.
And whatever you fellas need to make it cute.
Whatever you need.
Whatever you need.
Making it easy. When I get up, here's one thing we tell our clients, making it easy, because some people aren't ready to do the heavy lifting. I'll tell them, put your barbells in the bathroom next to the sink. And every time you go to the bathroom, it's right there. It's easy. You see the weights. It's right there. Don't overcomplicate your exercise machine. There are so many stupid machines out there that is not easy. Make it simple.
Yeah.
Just get yourself a couple of weights. You don't have to go get the entire set of 100-pound weight. You're never going to lift the 100 pounds.
Yeah.
maybe you will. But
it's like, wait a minute.
Maybe you will. But you're not going to do that right away. So just go get a simple set of barbells. Go get a simple rubber band, right? How do you make it easy when you go to the gym?
Well, because it's not easy, even when you put your cute shoes on, even like if it's in the morning time, and that's the time that you chose, but you're not a morning workout person like I am not, you're gonna struggle. So when you just do it, I have to say, I'm just gonna do it. I've got my cuteness on. I'm not gonna, waste this. I'm gonna go to the gym, but I'm not gonna be powerlifting. Just like you said, I'm not gonna be powerlifting, especially if I'm not feeling as motivated. I'm going to start small with walking, and I'm going to think about what I'm going to do next. Like I have certain areas that I want to work on. So as I'm walking, I'm thinking, okay, I need to make this day, about, my abs and legs. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it simple until you feel, because as you work out, then your brain is starting to click in like, oh, this is actually great. So then you can, build upon that, but don't overcomplicate it, because if you overcomplicate it the first time in the gym and you're super sore, you're not going to be going back.
No. Sometimes I think too, there's a lot of gyms to choose from.
Yeah.
Don't go to 120 miles away from your house. Find one, maybe the 120 miles from your house is like super, super fancy. Do you need a fancy thing? If that is if going to a gym that's just around the corner from your house will get you to the gym, isn't that better than going to some fancy schmancy gym, that it's very expensive?
Yeah.
Do everything you can to make it easy, and then make it satisfying.
Unless you need time to mentally motivate yourself.
Yes. Sometimes people get, great things from their drives. I don't. I need to get there. I'm on a schedule. I need to get there and get back.
Put some worship music on. You can put some whatever type of music that you want. Motivational podcast.
There you go.
Our podcast, things like that.
Do you want to know what funny story? Side note. Do you know what funny story is? So I got to meet, I coach, by the way, if you are a holistic physician or any physician who cares about your patients, we subcontract for physicians, and we do the stuff that they can't do. They don't have time to sit with clients for hours and hours and hours. We do. And so I got to meet the doctor that I contract for. And on the way there, I'm like, I'm just going to super educate myself, and I am just putting podcasts in. And I missed the introduction. This is so funny. I missed the introduction of this podcast, and I started to get into this podcast. Like, I started to be like, wow, that is really good. And I was into it. And I'm like, that woman sounds familiar. It was our podcast.
I know you didn't.
I did. No, the one with Christine. The one with Christine. Because when we were interviewing her, like,
that's right.
We're on key. We're on point. I didn't hear half the things she said because I'm thinking about, okay, how's this going to tie into this? I'm thinking, Darcy, I'm doing, language, saying you're next, It was the best podcast. If you have not downloaded our podcast, Beyond the Scale, especially the one with Christine, it was really good. It was us. It was funny.
I love it.
How do you make it satisfying? That's a tough one. Sometimes you got to get creative.
I feel like with exercise, that one's kind of a given, because I feel like after you feel like I worked out, I did really well, even if it was a 30-minute, maybe even if you just showed up for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
The fact that you went there, you did the things, and then you left, you know that you have the rest of the day to be motivated. Your brain has now those happy hormones for the rest of the day. And just, you feel good about yourself. It's satisfying because you're proud of yourself that you went there, even though you didn't want to go.
Yeah.
And most of the time, I don't want to go.
I don't want to go either. I don't like Lou. I don't like him at all.
Sometimes I have to do some major pep talk.
Yeah.
What has worked was making sure that I am in my workout gear.
Really cute ones.
Really cute ones.
You know what I really want?
What?
I really want. My birthday's coming up. I really want some Halara. Do you know Halara?
Yeah, they're okay.
Do you have some?
Yeah.
I really want some.
I have some, and they're not my favorite. I'm not sure if I don't know why.
You just let down my birthday.
Well, you should go to a different brand that's better.
I want Halara. You know what I do to make it satisfying here at home is I make sure that at the end the coffee is made and I can go get the most delicious coffee that I've ever had. That's just my reward. It's like a reward.
You reward yourself.
It's like a reward. So if you're listening to us, tell us what you do.
Were you playing the Grinch just now? Were you quoting him?
No, it was on TikTok. I forget which sound it is. It's like a reward.
Well, it's kind of like the Grinch.
Why do people listen to us? Why do they do that?
I don't know.
Because we're good. We're good at what we do.
We're great.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
What do you do, guys, to make your systems? What do you do to put a system in place so that you can conquer this thing called obesity, so you can conquer this thing called type 2 diabetes? What do you do? Mm-hmm. Because it's that decision that is going to tell me if you're a successful client or if you're not. If you come to us and say, I just need to get 125 pounds off, you will last with us for about 3 months.
If that.
Yeah. Because the first time you go to your family reunion and Aunt Susie offers you her cinnamon roll, you're going to cave. You're going to cave if you do not have systems in place. If you're not tracking your food, frankly, if you're not tracking your food, that is one of the things that our clients do that makes them successful is they track everything. Number one, it gives us the tools. If we have a client who's like tracks one day, doesn't track the next day, we literally only have the weather to talk about during our sessions.
Yes.
That's all we have because the tools that we can see, okay, here's your calories, here's your carbs, here's what you're eating, here's the content. We don't have that. And you don't remember it. You don't remember what you had. I had to go back a few minutes ago when I tracked my 5 eggs that I ate for breakfast this morning. I'm like, oh, I did 1.5 tablespoons of butter.
Yeah.
That counts. That sure counts. Absolutely.
It sure does. Yep. Yeah. Well, one of the biggest systems that we advocate in our program is, and we always have, is the why.
The why, yeah.
The big why. Not just the, I want to be skinny. It's what's the big why? What is the reason why you want to be skinnier, healthier, whatever have you? Why is that? And then, the carry, and we encourage them. I know I tell my clients to carry that at the forefront of their mind so that they are constantly remembering when they are confronted with some Aunt Mary's cheesecake, you've got, why do we have so many aunts? But you know why you're not going to consume that.
Yeah. Yeah. I had Brian and I just visited one of our dear friends. She's about almost 80 years old, and she had baked us cinnamon rolls for our trip there, and it was a hard no. We had to say it was a hard no, because our why is big. Our why is I want to be healthy. I took the 5 markers of metabolic health. I took that. Oh, you had some statistics. Because I hit one of your statistics. I was like nailing it because I took my 5 tests of metabolic health and I passed every single one of them.
Yeah. So are we talking about the LDL?
Yeah. Well, no, the metabolic health factors. Wasn't it like 6% of people are metabolically healthy?
Hold on. Now it's 6.8%.
6.8% can pass that test. In America, guys. If you don't pass the metabolic health test, you're at risk for heart failure, you're at risk for diabetes, you're at risk for all of these diseases of human civilization. 6.8% people can do it.
Yep. And the other 6.8 most likely are suffering from depression, acne.
Yeah. The other, not 6.0, the rest of that.
The rest of them. Yeah. If you're not a part of that 6.8% of healthy numbers.
That's the number to chase, not a scale number. Nope. The metabolic health numbers. If you have not, I'm going to post in the link. I'm going to post our podcast link so that you have it. Yeah, that's a big deal, guys. Huge.
It's crazy to me. Like the numbers, the stats in these modern day and age, it blows my mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because then there's like 70%. There was a 70% in there of America getting closer to it. Because I just read it this morning and I was like, what?
Yeah.
70% of the nation's population will have an overt chronic disease soon if you don't already. 70%.
Wow.
70%. And you call us healthy? No. I will get on my soapbox for that. And I love that phrase, make America healthy again.
I did. Oh, we forgot our
I wore mine yesterday. I guess that's a good thing about having a hat. I think I got one, though. It's not here yet.
Yeah. We'll have to wear it next Tuesday. We'll have to remind each other.
Make America healthy again.
Yeah,
because
I'm all about it.
70% of us are not healthy.
You know what? I heard a funny saying at the conference I was at this weekend. A lot of those doctors are Kennedy, in love with Kennedy, tolerate Trump. It was so funny. You're like, yeah.
Just tolerate him.
Trump needs to shut his mouth. We'll tolerate him, but we love Kennedy.
Dr. Barry posted something today with Liberty eating a bowl of Fruit Loops, and I reposted it because I was on, I don't know where I was to grab that, but it said, if anybody has a problem with this phrase, make America healthy again,
exactly,
you got a problem.
You got a problem.
Shouldn't all parties be a part of this?
No left or right there.
No,
well, there is a left, I suppose.
It should just be a mutual agreement that we should make America healthy again.
Oh, yeah. Unless you're a doctor who's wanting to make money off your patients.
Yeah.
That is insanity. I was re-listening to that Casey Means interview, and she was saying, and I don't know if it was her or for her brother, but doctors go into this into their careers $500,000 in debt, but they come out with if they look down at the floor, they do what they're told by Big Pharma, they come out of it with a guaranteed salary.
Yep.
You have a guaranteed salary if you shut up and sit down and do what we tell you. And
I read something about that today too.
Wow.
But when you do that, the statistics of medical doctors in suicide, the rate with that is extremely high.
Because they know the truth. I sat under this man for 2 hours this weekend. He broke away from the system. He's like, I can't be quiet anymore. And I just saw tears coming down these holistic doctors' faces because they want out of the system so bad, because this guy has done the research. He's done it in the lab. He knows exactly how stem cells are, he's a stem cell whatever, and he knows the truth. And so when you are controlled by Big Pharma, 80% of the medical, universities are paid for by pharma. So they're going to do what they're told.
Yeah.
Their goal is to medicate you.
Let me read this. Approximately, suicide and burnout rates are astronomical in the healthcare.
Wow.
With approximately 400 doctors per year killing themselves. That's equivalent to about 4 medical school graduate classes just dropping dead every year by their own hand. And doctors have twice the rate of suicide as the general population.
Wow. Tells me that they know something.
They do.
And they can't do it.
There was something else I read. I read a lot.
Yes. We're in the lab a lot.
We're in the lab a lot. But just, some of these doctors back in the days, and they might be still today, being on highly medicated, or I think it was in the 70s when they were, doing cocaine and doing surgeries at the same time because they're trying, and they lack of sleep, all those things.
Yeah.
Just, oh my goodness. It's
just. Are you going to watch the debate tonight?
You had to.
I had to. I had to go there.
I feel like everyone in the world should.
I think so too.
Everyone should.
Yep.
Yes, it might annoy us all. It most likely is going to.
I think he'll be on good behavior. I think he'll be good. I think he's got good advisors to say, "Shut up, sit down, and shut up."
Well, I don't think I heard that they're not in there. There's nobody allowed in there.
Right.
No advisors.
And their mics are off. Yeah.
They both are going.
Well, hopefully he's being advised on this side of things. Shut up.
Well, they both are not allowed to have notes except for a pad, and that's the only thing.
Those people,
The 4 people
they're going to lead our country.
Yeah.
Well, I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged that, and I'm more devoted than ever to speak up and to be a part of the solution to make America healthy again, because I am sick and tired of what is happening to our people. I'm sick and tired of the over-medication. 300,000 people a year die of medical pharma mistakes. 100,000 people die of illegal drugs. If that tells you something, that's insanity.
It is insanity. It is
But
crazy.
people don't care. And I'm going to, again, we got to pat the doctors a little bit on the back, because our people are lazy. I mean, you look at my Facebook feed. It's the Wild West over in my Facebook feed. You look at the stupid comments sometimes of people saying, give me the donut. I don't care. I don't care.
I want to live healthy and then happy.
Give me the medicine.
Yeah.
They want the medicine. They want to take a pill. They don't want to put down the crap that they have in their hands. They're lazy.
Until they're on their deathbed or
exactly. And then it's too late.
And then, you can't. It's just like
it's too late.
The stay off my operating table.
Good book.
Story.
Yeah. He could have saved that woman. She was 39 years old and she died of a heart failure on his table. He could have saved her if he would have had her 10 years before. Yeah. But our people are too lazy. They don't want to do it. They would rather have the convenience ultra-processed food. Part of that, I'm going to lighten up on those people a little bit, because part of that is engineered because you are chemically now addicted to food. So you could go on as many diets as you want to lose the weight. You can take any shot you want. You could take any pill, potion, magic thing that you want. But if you're chemically addicted to that food, you're going to be back on the wheel a year later. You're not going to be fixed. That's why those things are so dangerous, because they're not dealing with the root of food addiction, of ultra-processed food addiction. You've got to deal with that. And you've got to understand, it's like quitting alcohol. It's like quitting smoking. Only it's worse because you have to go to the grocery store every week.
If you call us, you might be saying, oh, you guys are just being black and white. You're not blah, blah, blah. How about you try it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Try it. See how long you can go without having any sort of processed food.
Yeah.
Period.
And people ask me that. They say, well, why would I need a coach? I can get this for free on the internet. And I say, okay, go try it. Go try it. Try to heal yourself from addiction. Try it and see. I'm here when you need me.
Right.
So if you're to that frustrated place where you can't get the weight off, you can't get freedom from food addiction, give us a call. And we want to talk to you before you enroll. Don't go pick out a program on our website. kmhealthcoaching.org is where you can find them all.
Yeah.
But don't go pick out a program, because just this week I did an intake call. I did a free health assessment with somebody. And I had pre-written, because we do a lot of dictating and we do a lot of notes before the client's call. So I wanted to get ahead of myself. I was going to recommend our signature program to her. Got into the interview, found out she was a full-fledged food addict. And I'm like, I can't do this anymore. And so we need to talk to you before you enroll in a program, because we want you to spend your money wisely. It's an investment, honestly.
It is.
So don't get us started on anxiety. The things that we learned at our conference last weekend, Jenny, is just absolutely heartbreaking. We have a massive crisis, mental health, but there are so many fixes. We can reverse schizophrenia. We can reverse all of these things with what we put in our mouth.
Yep.
Again, we have to be willing to do the hard things and do it. So
consistency too. That's the number one.
Consistency, which means wrapping up the show.
Yep.
Putting systems in place, building good habits, and breaking your old habits. If you need help, Coach Darcy and I are here. If you want to become a coach, we're here. We want you to be successful. We want you to find healing. We want you to do it forever. We want you never to sit across from our table again. Any last minute things, Coach?
No, I think we covered a lot of things.
We did. Make sure you download our latest podcast. Take that test. Are you metabolically healthy? Is there one of those 5 things that you have to change? If there's 3 that you have to change, you are headed in the direction of disease. If not, chase those numbers instead.
Yep.
All right. We are here every Tuesday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If all goes well today, knock on wood, everything went well. Let us know if you want us to address a topic. We will address any topic, anytime, any place.
I made Clark jump up when I knocked on wood. I did that. He might bark here in a second.
My dog. So you had said Clark knows when you're hanging up from the lives. My dog knows when I'm done with a client.
Oh,
because he's right here.
Yep. When I say, okay, bye-bye.
Yep.
There he goes.
Oh, gosh. All right, guys. We love you. We'll see you next Tuesday morning, 11 a.m. Take care.
Bye.
Monica here. Guess what? If you're fed up with feeling stuck in your battle with weight or food, I've got something just for you. Check out our free Facebook groups. Over at Food Addiction and Recovery, I'm over there waiting for you. We're going to walk this journey together. It's about getting real, sharing our stories, and lifting each other up. We're in this together every step of the way. And if you're curious about changing your life with keto, the Weight Loss Project is where you want to be. Coach Darcy is amazing. And together, we're not just talking about losing weight. We're talking about finding a happier, healthier you. So, what do you say? Are you ready to join us? The links are in the show notes below, and I'm telling you, this is more than an invite. It is the start of something great.